Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the wall.
So if you have not already read the title, today we are doing a video about how I got the scar on my face, and I also have one right here. Can't really see. And also how I got in a coma. So let's get right into the video. I was 20 months old on April 4th, 2002, when I caught a deadly illness and got in a coma. My body was extremely hot. I had marks all over my body. It seemed like cigarette burns. Gangrene caused it. You can search up a picture of what gangrene looks like, but it's disturbing, so I didn't want to put a picture up. But anyway, it's a bacteria in the blood. This is why they had to do multiple amputations. Like, they amputated both of my feet and some of my fingers. The surgery was little by little though, because the bacteria just kept eating me up slowly. I'm sorry, I'm just reading it off here because I just wanted to have it perfect for you guys. But anyway, they couldn't perform surgery on me while I was in a coma, because that's dangerous. Like, I'm already in a lot of machines. Why would you have, like, it's just not safe. You're just not supposed to do that. Anyway, I was in intensive care until I woke up from my coma. My mom was giving me 2 weeks to wake up from it. First they cut off my fingers, then 2 days later they cut off my foot, then they cut off a bit of my legs. I have scars on my back and on my thighs because they skin grafted me. They took healthy skin from my back to put it on my thighs to cover up a large wound. I have a huge scar on both of my thighs, like, I was in a coma for 10 days. My mom said as soon as she took me in the morning to the emergency room and put me in the arms of the doctor, I fell into a coma. All this happened on April 4th, 2002. That's when I fell in the coma. But the rest of what I'm talking about did not happen on that same day because I was in the hospital for 4 months, or almost 4 months. But I explain it here. She said her mind went completely blank. She forgot her mom's phone number, my grandmother. Mind you, my grandma still has the same number. My mom said that she thinks that my grandma been having the same number since phones actually came out. She couldn't see me because she was pregnant of my little brother, and I was getting a lot of tests done with x-rays, and that is bad for a pregnant woman. You know how when you're getting an x-ray done, they always ask you if you're pregnant, or even if you're in the hospital, they always ask if you're pregnant because they want to know, because it's dangerous if you're going to get an x-ray when you're pregnant, because that light, I think it kills the baby, or it does danger to the baby. But although she wasn't physically next to me, she did not move away from me either. She was sitting in the front of the door of my hospital room going crazy. She didn't even know the meaning of what I had at the moment, and without knowing what could happen to me. When she saw me, she was speechless. Her heart dropped. She calls me her shadow in her light. Like, literally, my mom really calls me that. I caught the bacteria because we lived in the first floor and there was dirt. Some people say you can get it from the air, but also from the dirt. But anyway, and it was in the front of where we were living by some palm trees. I was living in Fort Myers. Since I was little, I was always nosy. I can catch meningitis again though, which is another illness I have. Meningitis is inflammation of the fluid that surrounds the brain and spinal cord. It is typically caused by a viral, most common, or bacterial infection, the latter of which is significantly more serious and can be fatal if untreated. It may produce more serious complications, such as seizures or loss of consciousness. It is contagious. That is why everyone that was around me had to get an injection. For my mom, it was very dangerous because she was pregnant. They moved me from Health Park Hospital to Children's Hospital in St. Petersburg. It was an emergency, so I went in a helicopter. Oh, my mom told me how this happened. She was like, how it was an emergency, and I think my mom had an ultrasound that day, and my mom was already stressed out. Like, I'm already in the hospital, and like, I'm like going through something really bad, and my mom was pregnant. Like, all that stress, like, I'm surprised that she didn't lose the baby, which is my little brother, but I'm like, bro, my mom is strong. Anyway, she told me that she had to drive from Fort Myers all the way down to St. Pete because she could not go in the helicopter with me because they wouldn't let her. I think it was because she was pregnant or something, but I think I was still in coma. Anyway, it was an emergency, so I went in a helicopter. Medications. Between them, they gave me morphine for the pain, and I had the had to get to St. Petersburg because the only specialist in the kidneys was there because I was in a coma. So I had to get fed with machines. My mom sued the pediatric because my mom told them what was going on, and they said they were going to call her back, and they took a very long time, so she found a lawyer, and he called her about the case after I already woke up from the coma, and said that she would have won the case only if I died, though. She would have got $7.5 million, and my mom said that I was worth way more than that, and her daughter didn't have a price. I was almost 4 months in the hospital. She had so much support. Better said, we had so much support that she knew that I would wake up from that bed. I was bedridden for 10 days straight. I was in a coma. My mom never lost faith that I would come home with her. Maybe I did not come back whole, but yes, happy, because she told me she noticed it in my beautiful eyes. She wrote this. I just changed it to first person or second person. Not really sure how to say that. She wrote me this. You are to admire, you write and draw even if you have lost the fingers of your hand. You run and play basketball, although you had both legs amputated. You have the most important thing, life. You are perfect, my shadow. You are strong like your mother. Las razones sobran. I don't know how to say las razones sobran in English, but that's so cute. Oh, she didn't finish. It is true that they say mothers, we don't need a manual. With you I learned too much. You are my motor of life. When my little brother was born, I did not have the prosthetics. My little brother's dad took us. Me and my twin sister. That's us. To meet my brother at the hospital. My brother was born on September 11th. So I met my brother the day after he was born, so that would have been September 12th, 2002. The day after he was born. They called the Department of Children and Family because my brother's dad sat me on his lap and told me, look, Chachi, that's my family name. Now the baby took away mom's skirt. It means basically my brother took my mom's skirt from me because he's the baby now, and he's going to be getting most of the attention, but he said it in a bugging way, trying to bother me. Because I've always been very close to my mom, and I'm still very close to my mom. And since the lady didn't understand anything he was saying and assumed that he was bullying me because of my legs or something, she quickly called DCF as if someone had physically mistreated me. I was given therapy in Shriners Hospital in Tampa to learn how to walk in prosthetics, but in reality, my brother's dad was the one who taught me how to walk with and without prosthetics. Honestly, I had so many surgeries in life, and I remember in 2010, I think it was December 1st, 2010, and my mom literally bought an index book. I don't think I knew that she was doing this, but I remember I went to her room one day, and I saw the index book, and little things are what matters, and I think I have it somewhere, and she wrote me a letter in the index thing. She made the index cards a book. She was writing me stuff, and it was just so cute. I just love my mom so much. She's so strong. But anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Mwah.